here on KHNC.
My friends, let's talk about light and darkness. The ancient Essenes did. 2,000 years ago at the Dead Sea, there was a Jewish sect called the Essenes. They stayed away from everybody. They valued purity. They valued innocence. And they knew that there was a clash coming. A clash between what they called the sons of light and the sons of darkness. Well, that clash has been ongoing, and it's still ongoing. And I don't see it ending anytime soon, unfortunately. But the battle between light and darkness continues. Even to today. Item from the Daily Mail. Julian Assange faces up to 12 months in a UK jail as a judge finds him guilty of skipping bail and brands him a narcissist hours after he was dragged out of the Ecuadorian embassy as the U.S. charges him with hacking 750,000 classified documents. Headlines: WikiLeaks founder dragged out of Ecuadorian embassy in handcuffs by a large group of officers. Ecuador said its decision came after repeated violations to international conventions and daily life protocols. Assange's lawyer said arrest was not just for breach of bail conditions, but also in relation to U.S. extradition request. He has not left the embassy since 2012, when he was offered refuge from allegations of sexual assault in Sweden. Assange has always feared extradition to the U.S., where he's wanted for a leak of highly classified documents. It was revealed in 2018 Assange had been secretly indicted by the U.S. Justice Department on unknown charges. Stop. Light, darkness. The swamp. The powers that be. The hum. The octopus. Call it what you want. And in my book, Real Truth, Stay Angry, I begin with that. I begin with the Pezze de Novante, the power elite. That's who we're up against. That's who Julian Assange was going after. They exist in darkness. They thrive and they act and they hide in darkness. And Assange was shedding some light. And for 7 years, he's been okay. Well, things don't stay the same. They change. And now he's been arrested. He's been arrested by the sons of darkness. And no, I'm not thinking simplistically and saying everybody involved is an evildoer. That's not it. But the power structure is so disgusting and so corrupt, and so venal, that it takes whistleblowers like Assange to shed some light, to let us know exactly who's doing what to us, to cause the bad guys to stop and wonder what's coming next. These charges, allegations of sexual assault in Sweden, they're nonsense. Anyone who gets out of line and threatens the swamp is charged with some kind of disease like that. Either it's sexual assault or it's racism, something to make them malodorous. The part that gets me is that Assange has been secretly indicted by the U.S. Justice Department on unknown charges. Secretly indicted on unknown charges. Welcome back. You thought the Soviet Union was gone, right? It's back. Now we've got cloak and dagger courts. From our cloak and dagger Justice Department, which I feel the need to remind you, was spying on a candidate for president, has gone after him every way it can for 2 years. Our corrupt U.S. Justice Department wants Assange because he shed light on them. Well, just as we have welcomed back the Soviet Union, allow me to welcome you to the United States of America, where this crap doesn't fly. Secret indictments on unknown charges. A U.S. Justice Department that has been corrupt for at least 2 years, and is just part of a larger corrupt system within our government, the intelligence function, the justice function, corrupt, part of the machine. Assange is a hero. Assange is a hero. What he's done is show you just how scummy the scumbags are. And now they want blood. So as we go through the next weeks and months, and you hear about Julian Assange and all the terrible, horrible things he's done, it's nonsense. Assange believes in open, transparent government. So do I. So do you. And for a power structure with so much darkness and so many secrets, people like Assange are absolutely essential. Item from Ben Shapiro of the Daily Wire. This week, President Trump fired his Homeland Security Secretary, Kirstjen Nielsen. Nielsen was, according to media and the Democrats, a monster of the highest order. She was allegedly the force behind the caging of children. Well, that practice began under President Barack Obama and actually ended under President Trump. She was supposedly a barbarian focused on keeping innocent brown children out of America. Trump dumped her because even she was not cruel enough to please Genghis Trump, the left claimed. Stephen Colbert joked, quote, "Sure, she put kids in cages, but Trump was upset. So he just needs someone who can be crueler to children than Kirstjen Nielsen," unquote. Which, by the way, my friends, tells you all you need to know about Stephen Colbert. Jimmy Kimmel made nearly the same joke, quote, "Goodbye, Kirstjen. Whoever replaces you permanently is going to have some very big cages to fill," unquote. Trevor Noah quipped, quote, "Basically, the only jobs you can get now is working with R. Kelly," unquote. Very funny, right? In reality, Trump fired Nielsen because he believed she had not properly taken measures to rein in the humanitarian crisis at the border. That was half true. She did not react with alacrity to change the necessary Homeland Security regulations, for example. But it was also a result of Trump's changing whims with regard to border strategy. Trump was in favor of a no-tolerance border policy that necessarily resulted in family separations. Then he was against it, then he was for it, then he was against it. Most of that vacillation resulted not from brutal bigotry, however, but from a simple fact. Democrats have simply not provided Border Patrol and Immigration and Customs Enforcement with the resources necessary to properly control the border. Federal courts have ruled families cannot be held together in custody for longer than 20 days. Children must be released to guardians outside detention. This means the Trump administration, like the Obama administration before it, was left with a choice. Either release parents along with children or separate parents from children. Unquote. We're about to hit our first commercial. My friends, I don't give a rat's ass if children are separated from their parents. It's the parents' fault because the parents are criminals and they've made their children accessories to criminality. The parents had no business coming here. They knew they'd be separated from the children, and I am sick of hearing about it. We'll be right back.
Tax season, traffic, bills, or just plain cabin fever. Come fly fish the North Platte River with Trout Tamers Outfitter. Hi, Brian here with Trout Tamers Outfitter, 970-460-8873, or visit our website at trouttamers.com. Servicing the whole North Platte River from North Gate Canyon. Come target the aggressive rainbows this spring while floating the Gray Reef section of the river. It's 4 hours north of Denver and 1 hour west of Tampa. Book a trip at trouttamers.com or call us at 970-460-8873. Very beginner friendly, approximately 8 hours on a drift boat floating down the scenic North Platte River. Prices include in-season flies, all gear, lunches for 2 anglers. Call about discounts for pets and children of the age of 15. Are you staring out the window daydreaming about spring, your lush green yard and backyard barbecues? Well, don't blink. Before you know it, you'll be knee-high in grass. Don't let the HOA come pounding on your door. Don't be that guy. Call Turf Tamers Landscaping at 970-460-TURF or visit our website at turftamerslandscaping.com. And we will get your yard in tip-top shape. Specializing in maintenance and install of commercial and residential properties, we pride ourselves in our clean-cut and approachable crew to work efficiently and quickly detailing your property. Visit our website at turftamerslandscaping.com. Our install crew can transform your backyard into the outdoor living space you've always dreamed of. Call me, Brian, at 970-460-TURF for a free walkthrough and estimate where we can meet and discuss the best options for your landscaping needs. Family owned and locally operated, we've been serving Northern Colorado for over 18 years. Thank you for your support and supporting KHNC.
Join us and don't miss a moment of the Alex Jones Show, your #1 source for real independent media. Find out what the mainstream media doesn't want you to know. InfoWars is pro-America, pro-family, pro-freedom. We are rebooting 1776. Exclusive reports, live coverage, information you won't find anywhere else. Tomorrow's news today. Stay informed by listening to KHNC 1360 AM. The Alex Jones Show on KHNC, the heart of Northern Colorado.
If you want to know just how big the swamp is, then do the research. I wrote a whole book about it. Real Truth, Stay Angry. You'll find it at virtualbookworm.com, amazon.com, barnesandnoble.com. Read it. It lays it out going back centuries, and it is that old, and it is that vapid. Laura Ingram, talking about just this last night, the border crisis, Barack Obama caging, separating children. People think Donald Trump invented it. He didn't. Here's Laura Ingram. So hang on one second. Let's get the story straight. CNN and MSNBC are saying it's a lie. Obama never separated kids from their parents. Then we have a couple of people, insiders, who say, well, yes, he did separate kids from his parents. Then we have this last chick saying, well, he separated children from their parents, but that was for the kids' protection. Why isn't it for kids' protection when Trump does it? Trump ended that policy. My friends, the hypocrisy here is blinding. The lies on the left from the Democrats are deafening. They lie, and they lie. Jim Acosta on CNN looks right in the camera and lies, knowingly, intentionally. And the humanoids out there across America, the brain dead, the neck up, check up people, they don't care. They're fine. Lie to me. Fill my head with any garbage you want because you know I'm going to vote for you anyway. It doesn't matter. That is what's killing this country. Tens of millions of low IQ voters, tens of millions of sheep on the Democrat side. You'll wind them up like dolls and they will march however you want them to. That's what's killing us.
That's what the Trump folks are doing now.
Well, let's drill down a little further, Laura, should we? Yes, they hate Trump, but why? Why do they hate Trump? Is it the haircut? The fact that he's got so much money? They hate Trump because they hate Americans. They hate America, the way it has existed until now. And he typifies it. He is the leader of America. He is the champion of the American people, and that's why the left despises him. It's not just him. If he was replaced with another president, they would say the same things about the other president. I beg you to recall a guy named George W. Bush. They went after him like jackals over a wounded antelope. They hate the American people. They hate traditional America. And that's why they're going after Trump. Trump is just taking the flack for us.
But I think at the start of the election,
Stealing thousands of children. Alexandria. Schmuck. How'd the children get here? Their parents brought them. Better, their parents brought them knowing they would be separated at the border. Knowing that because U.S. law says they can't be separated more than 20 days, that the parents would be allowed into the country. Knowing that they will never be dragged out of this country. Because the politicians we've had for decades have sold out this country. These laws didn't fall out of heaven. They didn't just coagulate on a beach somewhere. They were put together very carefully, very meticulously by career lawyers to see to it that this flow of sludge from the third world below our border cannot be stopped. Caravan after caravan after caravan for decades has been arriving. The number that's usually thrown out is 11 to 12 million. Some people have said it's 30 million or more, and I believe that number more. The politicians have betrayed the country. The politicians, mostly on the left, but not completely, have betrayed the American people. And the American people have betrayed the American people. Because like gulls, like sheep, we continue to vote for these same people who are screwing us. When do we get smarter? When do we get smarter? If you've been voting Democrat, stop. That alone will make you smarter. If you're voting Republican, well, you need to find out exactly what kind of Republicans you've been voting for. If they are rhinos, Republican in name only, then stop voting for them. Vote for solid conservatives. Vote for people who sign on to the Trump agenda and say, no more illegal immigrants coming to this country.
So they want to make it toxic, Newt, for anyone to be connected with, work for, or support any policies that Trump's ever been associated with.
You get the level of hatred from these folks that Lincoln got from the slave owners. I mean, you have a level of just deep, vitriolic hatred. And they think that anything they can do is okay because they're pure. Anything they do to us is okay because we're bad.
Enoch and War said Stephen Miller at the White House is a white nationalist. He's a Jewish American. And she gets away with that. It's in the cover newspaper.
Yeah, well, this is the person who today said some people did some bad things at 9/11. Now, I mean, you can't describe who did it or what they did. It just tells you how literally these people are being brainwashed into a left-wing theological position it's a frenzy.
My friends, not just anybody can be brainwashed, you know. Some people can't be. Those who are easily brainwashed are people who aren't very bright or don't know very much, don't have much experience to fall back on, like, for example, college students or people in prisons. They don't know very much, and so whatever you tell them, they'll believe. Or if you dangle free stuff, they'll believe it. And that's the cancer afflicting this nation. Armies of voters, ignorant voters, low information voters, apathetic voters, who swallow hook, line, and sinker the lies put out by the left and trumpeted, magnified by the leftist media. That's what's killing this country.
The cabinet for this administration.
You know, why don't we spend tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars on detention centers? Or we could buy a box of bullets, shoot a couple of people, and watch the rest run back to Guatemala, back to Mexico. The problem isn't hard to solve. It's just finding the strength to solve it. That's the problem. We're more concerned with optics and the political vagaries than we are with solving a problem which, by the way, is killing American men, women, and children, draining our economy, damaging our country, perhaps irreparably, because we haven't got the intestinal fortitude to truly do what we need to shut the border. We'll take a break and we'll be back with more intestinal fortitude, real truth.
Before I hiring a realtor from a big corporation who outsources their jobs and pays little to no taxes, ask yourself, what do you really want in a realtor? You need a realtor who is honest and has integrity, a realtor who's focused on the client's bottom line, not the realtor's bottom line, who provides personable, over-the-top service before, during, and after the transaction. You want a realtor that knows how to market your property. Hi, I'm James Morgan, a realtor with Grisham and Associates LLC. I am your Colorado real estate specialist. Land deals, mountain cabins, or urban dwellings, I've got you covered. For the first-time home buyer, we will make it the best experience. If you are looking to move up or downsizing, we will do better than your last transaction. Call me today at 720-203-0731 or visit coloradoproperties.online. Let me do a great job for you. You can buy gold just about anywhere in the world from all kinds of different deals. So why do you use the Patriot Trading Group? 20 years of service? Just like that. A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau? Just like that. Lowest price? Just like that. No solicitation? Just like that. Buying or selling? Just like that. For all your gold and silver needs, call the Patriot Trading at 800-951-0592. Just like that. I'm Ryan, EMS Mitigator. You worried about 5G wireless cell towers in your area? Would you like to know if your home or office is being penetrated by electromagnetic fields from overhead power lines? What about powerful signals that trigger smart meters? EMS Mitigator answers these questions in our state-of-the-art measuring equipment. We are in the business of measuring, locating, and reducing or eliminating man-made electromagnetic frequencies. In 2011, the International Agency for Research on Cancer classified radio frequency radiation as a group 2B carcinogen. Other carcinogens in this group include arsenic, lead, and melanin. Take control of your exposure by calling EMS Mitigators at 970-300-3414. Mention that you heard about us on KHNC 1360. We'll come to measure your home or office for only $99. Discover what may be affecting you in your own environment. Call EMS Mitigators today at 970-300-3414 or reach us 24 hours a day at emsmitigators.com. Join us and don't miss a moment of the Alex Jones Show, your number one source for real independent media. Find out what the mainstream media doesn't want you to know. InfoWars is pro-America, pro-family, pro-freedom. We are rebooting 1776. Exclusive reports, live coverage, information you won't find anywhere else. Tomorrow's news today. Stay informed by listening to KHNC 1360 AM. The Alex Jones Show on KHNC, the heart of Northern Colorado.
All right, my friends, we are back. I started the show today by talking about the swamp and how pervasive and how venal they are. Well, Tucker Carlson listens to my show every day, I assume. And so last night, he decided to talk about this too. No, I've been talking about this for a long time. Tucker follows my lead, and that's fine because he seems to be a sweet guy. But he was saying last night, we deserve to know why Trump was spied on. Well, we know why. We need to get the people who did it behind bars. Here's Tucker. Adam Schiff. Don Lemon, CNN. More CNN. There's no evidence there was a spy. It was a fake issue. CNN lies to your face. And what do? You keep watching CNN? You must enjoy being lied to. You must have no self-respect. Why would you watch a network that lies to your face repeatedly every day of the calendar year? No proof of spying, except there is proof. There's plenty of proof. There's over 2 years of proof.
Tony Bellotta's story about a spy in the campaign.
So James Clapper, the scumbag who used to be the head of the CIA, goes on The Voice. Of all people, he's talking to Joy Behar, who hasn't got 30 IQ points to rub together. She asks a simple question: was there spying? And naturally, James Clapper's answer, you just heard it, is, no, there wasn't. Well, they weren't. They were listening to the Trump people's phone conversations, but they didn't hear what they want. They weren't listening to what they were saying. They wanted to hear what the Russians were saying. In other words, if I tap your phone and you say to me, hey, Riell, why are you spying on me? I can say, well, I'm not spying on you. I'm spying on the people who are calling you. Does that make sense? Well, yeah, if you're about 4, maybe 5 years old, it makes sense. But in the real world, it's garbage. Thank you, Mr. Clapper.
It should be. The problem is recently.
And by the way, the media has a role to play, and it's an important role. And when they go on the air and lie, they're working against the American people. And they should not ever be supported or watched. Item from the Daily Wire. All but one Democrat in the House of Representatives and at least 2 Republicans have signed on to a bill that would force schools to allow male athletes who identify as women to compete on women-only sports teams, even if they have a clear statistical advantage over female athletes. Unquote. My friends, the Democrats want to win the White House. And so they found an issue that's of burning import to every American. They're going to ride this issue right into the White House, and it's transgender athletes. I'm sorry, what'd you say? You don't give a rat's ass about transgender athletes men playing on women's teams? You couldn't care less, but you think it's disgusting and ridiculous? Oh, well, I'm with you. But the Democrats are foggy enough that they think that this is something they can use to their advantage. The idea that men who have hacked off their weenies can play against women is ludicrous on its face, as opposed to rouge and lipstick on their face. We'll be back.
Was your home built between 1965 and 1975? If so, you may have an aluminum wired home. Aluminum wiring can be hazardous. These homes are around 50 years old now, using more electrical power than ever imagined back in the day. And aluminum wire does not get better with time. They are much harder to insure and harder to sell as well. Aluminum wire repair are electricians focused on the permanent mitigation of the aluminum wire hazard. Call them for a free inspection now. Aluminum wire repair, 720-299-4706. Or visit their website at alwirerepair.com. Don't walk away from a home you're planning on buying just because it has aluminum wire. Let them help you. Your safety is their business. They are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call them today, 720-299-4706, or visit their website, alwirerepair.com.
Grandpa's Pawn and Gun, serving Longmont in the Front Range of Colorado since 1994. We specialize in guns and currently have over 400 guns for sale. We also buy, sell, pawn, and trade for gold, silver, musical instruments, knives, archery equipment, quads, side-by-side, coins, and a lot more. We buy gun collections and do appraisals, which is smart for insurance purposes should a claim arise. We are, according to ATF, Colorado's second highest volume gun dealer, and because we have a lot lower overhead than the big box stores, we can beat the big box stores by as much as $100 per gun. And we have the lowest interest rates in northern Colorado, half of what the corporate stores charge when you're doing a loan. Come and see us at Grandpa's Pawn and Gun. If you love guns and you love gold, come and see us. Check us out on the web, www.grandpaspawn.com or 303-772-7952.
Information you won't find anywhere else. The Alex Jones Show, right here on KHNC, the heart of northern Colorado, KHNC.
My friends, I'm going to go back to Laura Ingraham because she had Candace Owens on her show a couple of days ago. Candace Owens, who is black, says Democrats want black people to fail. She is completely correct. Let's listen. Now, my friends, you understand completely why I love Candace Owens. She gives you the truth right between the eyes, whether you like it or not, and I respect the hell out of that. All right, now this is a civil rights attorney, asswipe, liar, apologist for the left. Let's listen to what he has to say. Excuse me, schmuck. What happened in Charlottesville was a tragedy. How do you take that and make generalizations about America? He's absolutely right. 72% of Jews in America are indeed stupid enough to vote Democrat. And as a Jew, I feel terrible about that fact. And when I encounter a liberal Jew, I talk to him or her and I try and straighten them out, and it does no good because it's the way the liberal mind works. After about a minute, invariably, I hear, you know what, Howard, just stop. I can't listen. I told you liberals don't think. They feel instead. And that's what this jackass is alluding to, whether he knows it or not.
Did a great job.
Excuse me, schmuck. She's saying specifically she is not a victim. Only you want to play victim because you've been taught that it'll put a paycheck in your pocket.
By what you said.
What does the number of Jews who support Democrats have to do with the fact that for decades and decades, Democrats have treated blacks like children? From affirmative action to welfare that drove fathers out of black families, out of black households, Democrats have laid waste to black America. And there are enough stupid blacks like this guy who still hasn't learned a lesson. They still want to stay on that plantation, that Democrat plantation.
Myself in the same boat as the president. Good job,
Okay.
Candace.
All right, so the personal attack, I just wanted, for the record, I
That's
just
a
want to say, the
personal attack.
personal attacks continue. That, Leah, was you're attacking her
It's a personal
character.
attack.
She's
I just said
mentioning
what happened.
issues. You're attacking her
she-
character and what she said.
Lord,
You're not
she
attacking
just-
that.
And
she
you're
just-
not a
okay,
leader.
Lord,
in my opinion,
Hold on, let her
she said
speak now,
president.
Leo. Don't talk
no,
over the
let me
guest.
speak.
Go ahead.
Let me speak. That wasn't ad hominem attack, and it's childish, and I'm not going to play these playground tactics with you. I'm going to keep the focus on Black America and the things that are actually impacting us. This is an adult conversation that needs to be had. Okay, the shootings in Chicago. It was Laura Ingraham who hosted and had a real conversation with people that were living in that neighborhood about things that are affecting them. And ultimately, this is why the Blexit movement grows. This is why blacks are exiting the Democrat Party, because ad hominem attacks are not making people feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
Ad hominem attacks are not going to impact our financial
Right.
situation in Black America. It's unfortunate because
Sounds
you
good.
consider yourself a civil rights leader. You're just attacking me. You're just attacking me. You haven't
Laura
actually
Ingraham, let me just simply say
offered
that.
anything
No
that's
ad
constructive for Black
hominem
America.
attack.
All right, Leah.
Does anyone watching your program honestly believe what she just said? I'll give you a straight. She said Democratic
Another
Party
ad hominem
want black
attack.
people to fail. See, those are talking points, Ms. Owens, because you know deep down inside, just because you disagree with the Democrats, you cannot assume that Democrats want black people to fail. That's what you just
Excuse me, schmuck. Your support, your salary, your base come from Democrats, liberals. So you're just supporting your own paycheck. You're saying things that are obviously wrong. And you're saying them vehemently, which makes you even more of a fool than you would otherwise be. This guy's an Uncle Tom. He's going to defend the Democrat plantation with his last breath because it's good for him. And if it's bad for blacks in general, he doesn't really care. He cares about what's good for him. And that's what makes him a dyed-in-the-wool Democrat, because they don't care what's good for America. They care what's good for Democrats and themselves. And Candace Owens is right. Democrats have been poisoned for black America, which is why Donald Trump got more black vote than any Republican in the past and is going to get even more in 2020. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back and we will end this broadcast week right here on Real Truth.
Are you staring out the window daydreaming about spring in your lush green yard and backyard barbecues? Well, don't blink. Before you know it, you'll be knee-high in grass. Don't let the HOA come pounding on your door. Don't be that guy. Call Turf Tamers Landscaping at 970-460-TURF or visit our website at turftamerslandscaping.com. We will get your yard in tip-top shape. Specializing in maintenance and install of commercial and residential properties, we pride ourselves in our clean-cut and approachable crew to work efficiently and quickly detailing your property. Visit our website at turftamerslandscaping.com. Our install crew can transform your backyard into the outdoor living space you've always dreamed of. Call me, Brian, at 970-460-TURF for a free walkthrough and estimate where we can meet and discuss the best options for your landscaping needs. Family-owned and locally operated, we've been serving Northern Colorado for over 18 years. Thank you for your support and supporting KHNC.
Before hiring a realtor from a big corporation who outsources their jobs that pays little to no taxes, ask yourself, what do you really want in a realtor? You need a realtor who is honest and has integrity, a realtor who is focused on the client's bottom line, not the realtor's bottom line, who provides personable, over-the-top service before, during, and after the transaction. You want a realtor that knows how to market your property. Hi, I'm James Morgan, a realtor with Grisham & Associates, LLC. I am your Colorado real estate specialist. Land deals, mountain cabins, or urban dwellings, I've got you covered. For the first-time home buyer, we will make it the best experience. If you are looking to move up or downsizing, we will do better than your last transaction. Call me today at 720-203-0731 or visit coloradoproperties.online. Let me do a great job for you. Higher rates, lower rates, negative rates, bail-ins, bailouts, and so much more. You know why you need to own gold and silver. At the Patriot Trading Group, we're a different kind of company. We have no commission salespeople, no boiler room sales calls, no high-priced spokesmen. We believe in treating you with honesty and respect and delivering you the best products at the best price. Buying or selling, call us at 800-951-0592 or go to our website at allamericangold.com.
Item from the Daily Wire, all but one Democrat in the House of Representatives. Oh, we did that one. Item from ATR.org. Self-avowed socialist and Democrat presidential candidate Bernie Sanders has released his proposal for a government takeover of the American healthcare system. The proposal, which Sanders calls Medicare for All, replaces private insurance with the government as the single payer. Rather than including financing mechanisms in the legislation, Sanders released a set of tax hike options that would be paired with the proposal. These tax hikes would hit American families at every income level and businesses large and small. The proposal increases taxes by $16.2 trillion over the next decade, according to an estimate of Americans for Tax Reform. This would pay for roughly half of the cost of single-payer health care, which costs between $32 trillion and $36 trillion, according to estimates. Unquote. Well, crazy Uncle Bernie is back in front of a microphone. He wants government top-down health insurance for everybody, just like they had in the Soviet Union, where he went to spend his honeymoon. How's he going to do it? Simple. Take out your wallet, take out all your money, all your credit cards, fill out a withdrawal slip for all your bank accounts and ship it to Bernie Sanders, because he wants to take your money and spend, how much is it? What's the number here? $16.2 trillion, which is only about half And by the way, the health care you get at the end will be substandard. Bernie Sanders is the hero of the ignorant and the low information voter. He is a wingnut who will never be elected president, obviously, but the fact that he's a leading candidate in the Democrat Party tells you about all you need to know about the Democrat Party. Item from the Daily Mail. Michael Avenatti has been hit with a 36-count federal indictment which alleges that for years the loudmouth lawyer has been stealing from clients, hiding money from the IRS, and lying. The new charges were brought on Thursday by federal prosecutors in Los Angeles and make the prospect of Avenatti spending the rest of his life in prison a more realistic one. They include 10 counts of wire fraud, 19 counts of tax fraud, 2 counts of bank fraud, and 4 counts of bankruptcy fraud. Combined, they carry a maximum prison sentence of 335 years. My friends, this asswipe, Avenatti, this sleazeball lawyer, Avenatti, this snot on a doorknob, Avenatti, he wanted to be president. He was delusional enough and stupid enough and self-deluded enough to think he could be president. Well, he wasn't alone. There are a lot of people with the same mental capabilities in the Democrat Party who are saying, yeah, Avenatti. People on TV, people on The View, people on CNN and MSNBC were saying, yeah, maybe Avenatti. Well, Avenatti's garbage. And so are the people who were cheering for him to be president. All right, enough for 1 week. I'll be back tomorrow, next week. I'll be back on Monday with more Real Truth, my friends. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Stay angry.